Hey everyone, the numbers are in for 2022 for Palmetto Trace. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. In this video, I want to give you a quick overview of what happened in 2022 so we can sort of understand what happened there, but more importantly, see where we are now and where pricing may be headed going forward. This is the first year in a very long time. I've been selling real estate for 20 years, and this is probably the first year in 8 or 9 years where there are more questions about the spring market than definitive answers. The last few years, it's been pretty easy. We either said, hey, we're expecting price appreciation or lots of price appreciation. This year, there are a few more unknowns, so we'll go through that. Very quickly, 2022 was very much a tale of two halves. The first half of the year was extremely intense. I'm going to show you just how hot it was in just a minute. And the second half of the year was quite the opposite. So a couple things to help us understand that. What you're looking at here is a chart from a company called Showing Time. They started this right when the pandemic hit. But this is a service that real estate agents, brokers, offices use to schedule showing appointments. So this is a really good way to see what's happening with the market. The more showings that are starting to occur, obviously, maybe that's a sign that the market's heating up. If we see showings falling off, not as many buyers looking at real estate, then things are cooling off a little bit. If you look at what happened in 2022, this is really gives us a good sense of that. Early in the year, we were showing just about as much real estate early in 2022 as we were in 20 and 21. If you look right in here, I don't want that popping up on me, but the orange line is about the same as the previous 2 years. Orange is 2022. But you can see as we move throughout the year that we're showing less and less real estate. For most of the year, we showed far less real estate than we did in the previous couple of years. We ended up writing 35% fewer contracts last year. We had 30% fewer sales. The average sales price was up about 25%, but we were doing less transactions. Little slowdown around Thanksgiving. The market did pick up slightly right after Christmas. But when I saw that, I wanted to track mortgage applications. Another way we can see what's going to happen with the market is how many people are applying for mortgages, right? So at the end of October, things had fallen off a little bit to 160. This purchase index number is a number the Mortgage Bankers Association of America puts together to help compute a bunch of variables. So their purchase index was 160 at the end of October. By the end of the year, it had moved up 12 or 13%. There were actually more people applying for home loans in that little period. It's flattened out a little bit since then. Not maybe surprising as people are just getting back to doing business, but that's one we're going to watch a lot to see what's happening with the housing market. Overall in Panama City Beach, this chart, you guys know I'm a big fan of this. The red line represents the number of homes for sale in this price range. The black line represents the number of closings. You can see January, February, March of last year, there were very, very few homes available for sale, almost as tight supply as we had in a long time. More and more homes came up for sale throughout the year. Buyers had more choices. Sellers couldn't be as demanding. We are still selling a steady amount of homes, though. If you look at what happened, January, February, March, we're here. And look at sales probably trended down slightly after March, but still pretty steady. The months of inventory numbers are a huge takeaway for us. Helps us understand the pace of things. Back in January, February, March, when the market was so hot, people were working through the entire process of selling a house, calling real estate office, videos, photos, marketing, showings, contract negotiations, closings. They were working through the whole thing in 0.93 months in March, less than a month to go through the whole process, which is extremely, extremely hot. When it was going on, I think we all sort of took it for granted that you whisper house for sale and you had 5 offers on it. Not the case anymore. Things have slowed down quite a bit. We had slowed down to 5.14 months of inventory by October, which is a balanced market. The average normal amount of time or balanced amount of time to work through the whole process of selling a house is 4 to 5 months. So we had moved up to about 5.14 months of inventory, which is right on the edge of buyer's market territory. If we go into buyer market territory and we stay there for a while, you would expect prices to come down. But look at what's happened to the market. November it improved a little bit to 4.3. December it improved to 3.5, meaning that we're slightly better than balanced. It's a touch of seller market territory. So really a pretty strong, healthy housing market. If you look at Palmetto Trace specifically, and in this one, a lot of times I'll break out and do detached single family separate from the townhomes, but I just wanted to give an overall sense of the neighborhood. Palmetto Trace is still far outperforming the market. Look, October, November, December, if you're selling something less, in December, it was a month and a half to work through the whole process of getting to closing. And just in October, it was just taking 30 days to get something sold. So if you're pricing something for sale in Palmetto Trace, you can be a little more aggressive with your pricing still, even though generally things are a lot slower. Palmetto Trace is still one of the hotter markets out there. Going through last year, we had 44 sales overall. I'll just hit some of the highlights. A lot of you are already set up for our e-alert system, which means that anytime something happens on Palmetto Trace, you'll be updated. Price changes. When sales happens, it has the accurate sales price. So if you want to be signed up for that, let me know. It's nice too, when you get the email, you can click on the properties, look at photos, look at descriptions, and really compare things and understand the market if you're into that kind of thing. A couple of the highlights from last year. One of the highest 2-bedroom sales we had closed for $325. One of the higher 3-bedroom townhomes closed at $360. One of the highest sales in the neighborhood, we had a couple over on Amherst Way, right across the street from each other, one at $550, one at $555. Over on Kensington Circle, a couple sales at $545. We worked on a handful of these in Palmetto Trace last year. Again, I'll kind of scroll through, and you can kind of pause the video if you want to see some of the general pricing info. Again, if you want the specifics, just let me know and I'll get you set up on that e-alert system. Let's see if I'm trying to get all the way through here so anybody who wants to look can stop the video. All right. Looking forward, again, there are only 10 homes either for sale or under contract at the moment in Palmetto Trace. 3 of those are over on Park Place in the townhome sections. 1 of those is under contract. The asking price is $330. 2 are for sale at $325. One of the homes is under contract over on Bainbridge. Asking price is $499. Again, a few higher asking prices. One at $599, one at $669. Again, so at the moment, only 8 properties available for sale. 2 townhomes, 6 detached single-family homes. We're in a very hot market still. I would expect as long as those are priced appropriately, have really great marketing, the messages is getting out, those shouldn't stay on the market very long. If you have any questions about the market going forward, you want a free valuation of your property, we're here to help. We know this year there are going to be a lot more questions in the market than probably there have been in a long time. So don't hesitate to call if you just have a general question about real estate. You don't have to be ready to be getting on the market for sale or we're getting ready to buy something. If you just have a general question and want some ideas on things, if you need to strategize about what you're trying to do specifically, we're here to help and have those conversations. So please let us know. Again, my direct line is 850-527-0221. Jacob Willenberg in my office and I both work Palmetto Trace a lot together. My dad lives in the neighborhood. Jacob grew up in the neighborhood. His dad still does a lot of the yards in the neighborhood, so we're pretty invested over there. Our office is right here. Palmetto Trace is right back behind my office wall. We're in front of Dick's Sporting Goods in Pier Park North. So if you have any questions anytime, please reach out. We're happy to help bounce some ideas off you. Again, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Thanks for watching.